Turn that off. We're live. We're live. What's happening, Crypto Farm? Welcome back to the Love for Crypto show live. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get to it. What's happening, boo? How are we doing? I always forget to tweet. I've legitimately just tweeted then. Let's go live. I always forget to tweet out. But yeah, first and foremost, want to congratulate XRPL Labs, Vind, and the rest of his team. Not even released for 3 days, and it's at over 10,000 downloads. Yes, I'm talking about the Zoom app. If you haven't already, get yourself to the Zoom community Twitter page and click follow on that little bad boy. This is where all the information will be coming out, all the how-tos, all the bug fixes, and just stay tuned on notifications from that. You might have guessed from, oh no, I want you in there, mate. As you might have guessed from the title, yes, was it yesterday? I did the video about Spring and the possible opt-in to private private transactions. It was going to be an opt-in, and then it mentioned Stream in the article, and it reminded me that I was going to do a little Interledger talk through and drop some links of how to look deeper into the actual Interledger stack and the architecture of it. So we're doing that tonight. You need football in your life like crypto. Just pick a ball up and go and play it, bruh. Or do you need professional football in your life? Is that what you mean? On the teller. I've gone off footy, mate. I used to love it. I'm not really into it anymore. Let's crack on a little bit so you know what I'm getting at. Spring supports Interledger Stream. So what's Stream? Stream's a transport layer. The current and first, and as far as I'm aware, still the only real being used transport layer on Interledger. So in December they announced Spring. The Spring's got a wallet. The Spring wallet now supports Interledger protocol Stream, which enables developers to participate in streaming economy by integrating streaming payments into their apps using testnet XRP. Streaming transfer real time. So after seeing this and the article the other day, it reminded me that I wanted to go a little bit through this. Even Swartz, layer 3 of Interledger is for interoperability. Basically creating the network of networks of value, or attaching the network of networks. So layer 2, he goes on, layer 2 technologies such as Lightning and Plasma are said to promise big strides in scalability, interoperability and functionality for blockchains. However, most layer 2 projects focus primarily on scalability and only occasionally mention interoperability. Why? This isn't just a matter of timing or stage of development. This is actually how it's best addressed through different protocol layers. To make this case, I'll give a bit of a background on the purpose of a layered protocol architectures and the roles of layers 1, 2 and 3. I'll also explain how separating scalability and interoperability improves the solutions for both and paves the way for an internet of value whose design is surprisingly, I hate that word, analogous, fuck off, Scott, to the internet itself. Analogous. Don't know how to say that, me. By the way, I'd say analogous. Yeah. Analogous. What's happening, John? Good to see you, mate. Sean Lloyd, hi. Rob, Phoenix, Edward, welcome. The purpose of layered protocols. I don't want to read every paragraph of this, but I'm just going to try and pick out like the bits to make it understandable and relatable to the internet. So the internet is the best example of a layered protocol architecture. And this design was a key factor in the internet's growth and usefulness. Different pieces of functionality are split into separate protocols that build on one another, rather than being bundled together in monolithic systems. For example, the Internet Protocol IP is built upon different underlying networking technologies like link layer protocols such as Ethernet and Wi-Fi. Because IP was designed as a separate layer, it is not tied to any specific networking technology and is able to work the same way over many different types of wired or wireless connections. And you all know about the IP address and all that stuff, but maybe we don't understand what they're on about architectures and layers. But each layer has its own protocols for a specific purpose within that network of networks. Interesting. We just soaked that up for a little bit. You've got layer 1 at the bottom, physical, copper, fiber, radio. Why, you know, that's only a little Google and you're going to get deeper into what this actually is for anyone who wants to know. But layer 3, internetworking, the Internet Protocol IP. Above that, you've got transport.
What are you looking for? Ask away.
Shut up, Google. You just popped up there, listening to me. Didn't even say Google. Didn't even say it, mate. Applications at the top again. We've all seen HTTP at the top of. Not seen many of the others. Gonna be honest, don't really know what they are. Evening, Joe. Nice to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, lad. Yeah. Ben. Little angel emoji like that. Nice to see you. So, layered protocol architectures provide a number of important benefits. Interoperability IP works across many different networking technologies by abstracting away their differences. As long as a link can send data, IP can communicate over it. This means that we can connect seamlessly no matter what type of underlying network we are using. That is everything they're looking for in an Internet of Value. It was everything they was looking for back in the day when all they had was main nets and they had to attach it all together. It needed upgradability. It's got to be what people in industries like to call future-proof, hasn't it? It's got to be adaptable. You've got to be able to build on top of it and it not be limited or too limited. Multiple use cases. So a protocol stack for the Internet of Value inspired by and built in a similar way as the same stack for the Internet Protocol. The Interledger protocol stack has direct parallels with the Internet Protocol suite, largely because we found that splitting functionality into layers helps solve issues at each. I'm going to go on YouTube and find out how to properly enunciate that word one day. Pronounce. To solve issues at each level, here I'll briefly go through each of the layers to explain their roles and show the benefits of focusing layer 3 on interoperability. So there's the Interledger stack. We've compared these in many times, many different videos, went over them a little bit at DLTCon last year, and we'll be covering stuff like this again at DLTCon Manchester this year. So make sure you come along. So the bottom is the ledgers, the actual blockchains, the central ledgers, the blockchains, the personal ledgers, all of them. All of them. Every single ledger, every single database on the planet going to be in have a little piece of that L1 pie in the end in it. The networks, payment networks, state channels, side chains, lightning. Above that, Interledger protocol. Then you've got the stream, the transport layer that was mentioned in the Spring apps, and then the application layers on the top. Interesting how it's HTTP ILP, and again, if you had to look into it, you would deduce more information about the abbreviations at the top. We'll see how much this goes into. Layer 1 ledgers. Blockchains and other type of ledgers are like physical cables that underpin the internet. Digital communication is ultimately made possible by wired and wireless links that connect individual devices and carry data between them. Similarly, ledgers are the foundation of the Internet of Value because they enable two people that accept the same asset or hold accounts in the same system to transact. Like physical cables, ledgers and blockchains need additional protocols built on top of them to facilitate the exchange of data or money. In the case of blockchains, The main issues are scaling transaction throughput and lowering latencies while maintaining decentralization. Ledgers are destined to be performance bottlenecks because they are logically centralized. Whether a ledger is maintained in a centralized or decentralized fashion, it needs a single consistent shared state of accounts and balances to ensure that money cannot be double spent. Updating widely shared state is always going to be relatively expensive and slow. The bottleneck will either be the speed of consensus in a distributed ledger or the performance of a single machine in the case of a centralized ledger. Improving ledger scalability is very useful, but moving common and repeated transactions off the main ledger using L2 protocols will increase throughput and lower latencies even more. So again, it gets a little deep, doesn't it? And it uses terminology they don't really need to use at times, but it's the goal for industry mostly, aren't they? And enterprise, so they use terminology that people in the industry would usually use. And maybe we would say scaling the transaction amount, or the scaling the amount of transactions instead of transaction throughput, and lowering friction and all the other phrases instead of latencies while maintaining decentralization. So you've got to check the terminology at times, and it can sound a little bit confusing, but this is the layman's one. The next couple of links are like where it really gets into it. But in layer 2, local area networks, so it's just the networks, legitimately the networks. Layer 2 solutions aren't necessarily tied to certain ledgers because they leverage specific capabilities in underlying layer 1 system. This is why Lightning is defined in terms of Bitcoin script, trading use, blah, 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 blah. What we know and what the mainstream media seem to just keep shying away from, Trump and all the rest of them, the World Bank, the IMF, they're all doing the same thing, and they're not mentioning this now, is ILP, Interledger Protocol, the layer 3, the layer 4 interoperability. This is the be-all and end-all for the Internet of Value. Without this layer, it doesn't happen. There is no network of networks within distributed ledger technology. Someone else have to write a different protocol. That it's this is the chosen one. It's the standard, guys. Notorious, Johnny Zert, good evening to you too. I hope you're well as well. Layers like pancakes, Edward. That is the thing. That is the thing. Hello from Thailand. Welcome to the stream. Pleasure to have you here. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, so the purpose of layer 3 is to abstract away the differences between different layer 1 and different layer 2 technologies to connect vastly different types of networks. This is the role of the internet protocol on the internet and the interledger protocol in the Internet of Value. The core protocol of the internet stack IP routes packets of data across networks while abstracting away the differences between the underlying telecommunication technologies. The internet was successful precisely because it used such a clean abstraction and was able to connect everything from phone lines to cellular and satellite networks to dedicated fiber optic cables, even carrier pigeons. Pigeons. If they had a tag on the foot, they're there, you know what I'm saying? They're in it. The only feature IP requires of underlying networks is the ability to send data. It does not depend on any additional features or even guarantees of speed or reliability. Because of its simple abstraction, IP was able to create a universal network of networks that today connects over half of the human population. I don't know where 500,000 come from now. Half of the human population. Interesting line there. The only feature of IP underlying networks is the ability to send data. It does not depend on any additional features or even guarantees of speed of reliability. It's interesting how ILP will likely be the same, and it's your asset and bridge asset and smart contract and whatever that's gonna have to be fast. Your transport layers, your actual ledgers. The ILP is just the initial protocol. The Internet of Value. Interledger Protocol packetizes, is that even a word? Check the Oxford for that. Packetizes value like ILP packetizes. Do you know, we got it twice in one sentence, guys. Never heard the word in my life, just heard it twice in one sentence. Packetizes data. It routes packets of money across networks while abstracting away the differences between assets and ledgers or layer 2 technologies like ILP. Like IP, the core of ILP is the network agnostic packet and address format. The only feature ILP relies of the underlying layer is the ability to send value. It does not require any special transaction types, functionality, or programmatic escrow. This is basically the fundamentals in layman's terms. ILP's minimal abstraction enables interoperability with all types of layer 1 and 2 networks, including those that were not designed to be interoperable. To date, it has been used to connect the Bitcoin Lightning Network, bilateral Ethereum payment channels, and XRP payment channels. Three-way different layer 2 systems. Work is underway to connect all other types of layer 1 and layer 2 systems, and you should get involved. There's a link to click. Full description on how the protocol works, the Interledger, how to interconnect all blockchains and value networks. We'll go into some of that in a minute. Layers 4 and 5 are not the focus of this post, but you can read streaming money and ILP over data and about stream. Layer 4, scaling and interoperability. I want to just want a little bit of stream. Want a little bit of stream. Side by side there, done. It's just, do you know what? Why I can't get my head round why it's still questioned, guys. I just can't. Why are they not coming out and telling us that there's. I mean, they could come out and say this and just say just fight that it's not guaranteed to be XRP. Oh, we've not chosen the bridge assets yet. We've just a protocol. But at least then gets a little bit more of it out. But it's like they're just, I don't know what we're going to use. We need a new system. We're going to a new system. They're building it for us. I don't know what it is. That's like Carney's attitude now, isn't it? He started off like that there. We're opening up the RTGS to the private sector and they're innovating for us. Now it's like, well, they're fucking building. I don't know what they're doing, mate. How you doing, Mike? I'm alright, thank you, mate. I'm alright. Yes, bro. It's on your channel wondering if you was going to stream. Yes, Scott, mate. Nice to see you. Laddie. Hope you're well. Mate. So, there's going to be a lot of the next few pages that we don't really understand, me included. Pages that you want to be going to if you do understand it. The links for them are in the description, guys. So, Interledger architecture. Interledger provides for secure payments across multiple assets on different ledgers. The architecture consists of a conceptual model for interledger payments, a mechanism for securing payments, and a suite for protocols that implement its design. The Interledger Protocol, ILP, is the core of the Interledger Protocol suite. What the hell? What? Do you know what I mean, man? This is what I'm on about the terminology. Surely there was another word in the thesaurus than that, lad. Jesus. So yeah, The whole Interledger stack is sometimes referred to as ILP. Technically, however, the Interledger Protocol is only one layer in the actual stack. We start getting codes and all that stuff now that go to actual describing how what we've just looked at in layman's terms, how it's inspired by the internet architecture. You've got the core concepts talking about senders, receivers, connectors, breaking it all down for you, giving you visuals now and then. The protocol layers maybe not as quite as visual as what was given here, but the same process, the same stack. It's the same architecture, just displayed in a different way. Again, this goes a lot deeper. This, especially everything it's linking, where it's like defining, because that's actually the definitions and that then, and it's like the full-on explanations of the fundamental workings of the protocol itself. But this is the bad boy, innit? This is the current, the version 4. The Interledger protocol version 4 is the core protocol of the entire Interledger protocol suite of protocols. This protocol's packets pass through all participants in the chain, from the sender through one or more connectors to the receiver. This protocol is compatible with any variety of currencies and underlying ledger systems. This level is concerned with currency amounts, routing, and whether each step in payment arrives in time or expires. The protocol finds a path to connect a sender and a receiver using a number of intermediaries. The packets that are relayed across this path contain cryptographic conditions whose fulfillment is only known to the recipient and possibly the sender. If everything goes well and the receiver wants the funds, the receiver provides a fulfillment which triggers the funds to move each account in the path. In this way, the fulfillment proves that money was delivered to the intended recipient. Lovely. To the transport protocols like Stream. Yeah, so for example, see the Stream protocol for transport protocols. Alright, mate. Don't mind if I do. Cheers, blood. So again, we come on an Extreme. Multiplex money and data transport for ILP. Multiplex. A lot of information here, and ILP over HTTP. See, if you want to know it all, you want the fundamental. I still can't get that. The simple payments setup protocol, the simple payments. Yeah, we're on that in a minute. So Stream is a multiplexed interledger transport protocol that provides for sending multiple streams of money and data between two parties using ILP. Stream is designed to provide a flexible set of features that allow it to be used for multiple payment and messaging applications. Sending money and data over ILP. Segmenting larger payments or messages into packets and reassembling them. Oh, that is massive. In a way in my head, and I can't even work it out yet. Segmenting larger payments or messages into packets and then reassembling them. Just like larger this is where, like, when David Schwartz said you could have gone through multiple currencies, as long as it gets there on the other side, it's gonna get there. And like if the protocol and system knows all the payments going the same way, they'll start grouping together en route. It's like, it's again, when you don't really understand it without looking extremely deeper into it, it's hard to get your head around some stuff like that. But yeah, bi-directional communication between two endpoints through ILP. It can stream multiplexing, sending multiple logical streams of money and or data over a single connection. Stream and connection my head's gone here. Stream and connection level flow control, adjusting the rate at which money and data are sent. Stream to connect the level flow, adjusting the rate in which the money and data is sent. Is that going to help with micro payments? This is congestion control, adjusting the rate in which ILP packets are sent based on network throughput limits. This is preventing the bottlenecks mentioned in other things. Oh, it could bottleneck that. Well, this is going to be like, no, bro, we need to ease off on them payments and just trickle that through, or maybe group them few together and trickle them over there and maybe bundle that and boom. You know what I mean? And it's just it's sounding like it's preventing any bottlenecking and that, and congestion control. Authenticating and encrypting ILP packet data, generating and fulfilling ILP packet conditions, and a connection migration. Stream is a successor to the pre-shared key v2 transport protocol and also takes significant inspiration from the QUIC internet transport protocol, whatever they mean. Stream uses a shared secret to authenticate and encrypt multiple packets, as well as to generate the conditions and fulfillments. In addition, Stream enables sending money and data in both directions between the two endpoints and automatically determines how much money and data can be sent in each ILP packet. Stream bot is the max value for an ILP packet, I wonder. Worth looking into. Stream borrows heavily from the packet format. Stream multiplexing and approach. So I wonder what the biggest packet of value can be through ILP. Like, what's the largest amount of value it can send in one pop? Interesting. And then you've got like transport layers determines how much money and data can be sent in each packet. So we've got a few definitions here. It's pretty self-explanatory mostly, in it. Client, the endpoint initiating a connection, the server, the endpoint, the connection, the sender, receiver, stream, shared secret, the stream packet. Payload sent as a data portion of an ILP packet that can be passed by stream endpoint. Overview. Again, same stack. But the top is the next layer up. The application layer beyond stream. So you've got stream sending the payment. So what's the simple payment setup protocol then? Because I thought stream was handling the payments. It's just said why up there that stream was doing bottlenecks and all sorts. So what's SPSP? Scott Pratt. Get rid of the blue. Apologies. Oh, Josh, XRP is worth something, mate. And a lot more than it's worth at the moment. Adam, it's just about reading, mate. Just about reading to get the knowledge, mate. That's basically what it is today. What's up, Mike? How you doing? So yeah, the simple payment setup protocol. I mean, we can go into transport protocols and how it will fulfill or reject packets. How going into all the connections and the deep fundamentals of it. But again, that's for you guys to concentrate on what you're interested in and what you want to know more of. Like I say, I'm going to put some little packets and all this information together for people, because I get a lot in DMs of people going to courses and stuff, even like some to go on a trading course for crypto, and Internet of Values mentioned, and then they end up more interested in that than trading, and the people can't tell them about it. There's too much of a lack of information, isn't there? And at the end of the day, I seem to have a decent enough grasp on it to educate people a little bit. Yeah, but anything for this that you're interested in yourself, links in the description. Go and crack on. And we'll just have a quick look at this. The simple payment setup protocol. So the application layer at the top. The preface is: this document describes a simple payment setup protocol, a basic protocol for exchanging payment information between payee and payer to facilitate payment over Interledger. Excuse me. SPSP uses the stream transport protocol for condition generation and data encoding. So stream does not specify how payment details such as the ILP address or shared secret should be exchanged between the counterparties. SPSP is a minimal protocol that uses HTTPS for communicating these details. So again, like, you'll go somewhere in it and it says it's like done the stack for so different. It makes it easier, done it, to build start to build on top to make it more secure. So again, SPSP is doing a job and a solution that another layer couldn't do. But if you merge the two layers, you're limiting them. So in keeping them segregated and keeping them as a stack that can be individually updated and evolve, it future-proofs them, as said before. SPSP may be used by end-user applications, such as a digital wallet with a user interface to initiate payments. SPSP clients and servers use a stream module to send and receive interledger payments. Payment pointers can be used as persistent identifier on Interledger. Payment pointers can also be used as a unique identifier for an invoice to be paid for a full payment agreement. Who uses Tipbot and has got it linked to Coil? Payment pointers. So what's making the Tipbot and the Coil and that kind of mechanism work, and what's going to facilitate into in the future is this layered stack, ending with the application layer interfacing with other applications. It's all just about every application that's built, or just adopting the APIs now, innit? Like, you can just say just adopt the APIs, but I know for a fact some people are as interested in all this stuff as I am. So yeah, again, I don't want to read through every paragraph because half of it's just going to be legitimate stuff like this that most people are not even bothered unless you was doing a legitimate course on it, on how to basically becoming intermediate level on ILP, innit? We're all pretty much beginners being on this channel, mate. But just to take it to that next level with the Interledger protocol and Internet of Value knowledge, so when someone's asked, or whether it's in business, in everyday life, if you're asked about ILP, not only can you throw these links at them and say, well, look, for starters, everyone should be doing their own research, so have a gander at them. But if there's anything you want to get your head round, come back and see me, yeah? Who's really an expert in this space? Show me. And granted, everyone building ledgers and networks are geniuses and experts. But all us can't really say we're a blockchain crypto expert, but sucking all this information up, you would become an ILP and IOV expert. And if you got up to date with it, you'd then be on GitHub and that, watching the updates and the contributions as they come in. You are then pretty much an expert in ILP. Guys, it's massive. It's not going anywhere. It is not going anywhere. I just want to go for that now. Web monetization, let's have that one first. XRP, Tipbot, Gato, Stronger, we've looked at this before. Coil, yeah, we've looked at that before. Let me just have a look at the, oh no, it went new tab. WBC payments, want this up. What was that, like 10 days old? 12 days old? This specification does all manner of neat stuff, pay no attention to this section at this time. Wait, what's this? There is a theory which states that if ever anybody discovers exactly what the universe is for and why it is here, it will instantly disappear and be replaced by something ever more bizarre and inexplicable. There's another theory which states that this has already happened. Okay. Why the hell's that link taking me to a place like that? That's extremely strange. On the GitHub of W3C. Anyway, I've got a new Interledger payment method, unofficial draft 20th of March 2020 here. It's the first time I've ever seen this. It's this specification describes data structures and formats and a simple processing model to facilitate payments on the web using the standards defined by the Interledger protocol. Introduction. The specification defines the Interledger payment method for use, for instance, with the payment requested API with it. Merchants can request a payment and follows Interledger standards. Interledger protocol defines a number of standards that can universally apply payments with respect to payment method identifier, the standardized payment method identifier. Validity. The steps to validate a standardized payment method identifier are given in the following algorithm. The algorithm takes a string as input and returns true if identifier is valid. See, we're getting into parts of the API that we're not understanding here. We're not far enough on for this. We're not far enough on. This is what I'm saying by this is up-to-date stuff. It's all test suites, implementation reports, new versions, all on GitHub, new updates to Interledger protocol and the new payment system. This is it, mate. But that's it, all that's gonna go deep and way too deep for me. But this is what I'm saying by the time you get through all this and teach yourself a little bit, mate, that other screen might not be as daunting. There's a reason it's at the bottom. We'll put that at the top, did I? Do you know what I mean? Overview, getting started, you know, like let's take it in order, guys. Is there a reason it's at the bottom? Funny that. Shouldn't laugh at your own jokes, but that was pretty funny. Wasn't even a joke, it made me laugh. Stay positive, rising green. No, I didn't see you come in. See you later, mate. Take care. I've got to go soon anyway. My tea's calling. I've got a curry waiting. I'm not buying the 5G stuff, me yet. Scott, there's so many documents out about all this stuff. There's been some typing done, lad. There's been some typing, mate. There's all sorts in here. Dynamic configuration protocol. The settlement engines. Peering, clearing and settlement. Accounts and balances. I mean, this is Internet of Value right here, guys. The fundamental mechanics of it, how it actually works. You want to become an Internet of Value expert, this is what you need to know. All this stuff in here. I'm in the process of getting it all or most of it printed out and putting it into packets and modules that I can then deliver to people in an easier to understand manner, but try to get my own head round it. I'm like, shut up with your words and your big terminology. I'm just a mank, mate. But yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. I've been in work, Scott. Sorry if I'm slow on the comments, guys. I need to work on this. Rising Green came in, dropped comments, dropped bombs, and had to leave before he even noticed he was there. Sorry, mate. Sorry, neglection, that's wrong. Shapeshift, might just because I've conditioned my hair, mate. It's a great invention, conditioner. Makes your hair look great. But no, mate, not shapeshifting. Not at the moment. Not at the moment. I want to. See you later, Jimmy. Come back in a bit and watch the end of this. Well, in fact, no. Just go to Ripple Insights when you get time and check this video out, mate. I'm going to play this in a minute. I want people to listen to this guy and how he talks about the possibility of consensus and DLT and algorithms and in law and courts. And how long till it's in the how long till it's spreading all the way through government? How long? Let's have a listen to what he says.
I'm Scott Chamberlain. I work at the ANU School of Law, about to be appointed inaugural entrepreneurial fellow of the law school. The kind of project that I run is what I call Lex Automagica, which is the tech stack that will automate our legal processes and run our society like clockwork. And so that's the topic of my research. It's the topic of the 2 new courses that I've had approved as part of the master's program at the School of Law. Law's not complicated at a certain level, right? It deals with who are the legal identities that the law recognises, what are the legal things that the law recognises existing, what's the relationship between people and the things, and there's a dispute resolution at the heart of it. When you look at the blockchain smart contract space, there's projects doing all of those things. There are identity projects, there are tokenization projects, there are smart contract projects, and there are dispute resolution projects. What we're doing is saying all of this can be brought together in order to make an enormous number of problems go away. The significant thing that blockchain potentially provides in our space is that capacity to circumvent middlemen and to decrease the power of gatekeepers. So law is full of middlemen and gatekeepers, all of whom have positions of power and are increasingly wealthy. If we can make it work, we get this fantastic system that you can plug into. You know, contracting already is decentralised, right? You can go out and contract with whoever you want, and you've got a document, and you don't need anyone's approval to do it. The dispute resolution process, the court system, though, is a little bit problematic. So if we'd have decentralised platforms that automate all of that. That's really exciting. There's lots of cases where you can't help the client because you're too expensive for the client, for the problem the client has. You can't solve it for them at the price point they need. So it's about differentiating types of legal problems and providing you with a solution that's appropriate for the scale of your problem. eBay is a platform for buying and selling goods of low value globally. It's got consistent and reasonably fair terms and conditions that everyone signs onto is between buyer and seller. It's got an automated dispute resolution system in the middle of it that settled as much as 60 million disputes globally in 2014, so it's an enormous scale. And it's got a piece of insurance that protects you against fraud if at the end of the day you've had a really bad experience. If you had to use your local court system in order to resolve disputes on the eBay platform, you'd stop using it. Your trust in the system would dwindle away. And so what we're imagining is imagine eBay but without eBay in the middle of it. If that was how you bought and sold all of your consumer goods from all of your consumer retailers, then I've got a dispute resolution system that works really well, that isn't as clunky as the court system. I've got a piece of insurance that's automated and protects me against fraud. And now I don't need enormous chunks of my consumer law.
How long till it's everywhere, guys? Everywhere. And I don't mean XRP. I mean DLT, distributed ledger technology. Everywhere. Accountants, solicitors, courts, democracies, passports, IDs, medical records, criminal records, everywhere. No, I had an interview actually. Let me see if he's done it, because if he has, you'll have something to watch after this. Messages. Yeah, it's just still rendering. But I had a chat with XRP Army News last night, and I came up with something genius. I might even do it myself, mate. I thought of when real world value marketplaces come into games. Let's say, for instance, Grand Theft Auto, and you put some adaptations in the shops where we can create stuff in the shop. So there's a little bit like a Photoshop in the shop. Like the garage, the chop shop. If they have editable upgrades and that, and then you can whack your little smart contract on it and have it of real world value, and design a car and spray it up in the shop and put it on the GTA marketplace. If there's some way where you can just legitimately make shit hot cars that people want to buy for a £5 or a £10 each, or maybe even 50 quid each car if you're that good, you're selling like 10 to 100 cars a week. You kind of got a career on Grand Theft Auto. You could put that on Elder Scrolls, and you're making staffs. You're building big staffs and you're selling them to noobs for a tenner. And you're selling a few hundred of them a week. Got a career on Elder Scrolls, mate. Want Star Trek if you're building ships and upgrading weapons, and you're like, yo, I can get you some epic weapons. Me, you want some of them yellow weps? Some of them yellow weapons? I've made loads of them over the last 6 months. Yeah, come and see me. But seriously, man, like, can people try and get their head round that? How you could make a game with jobs inside it, and people could have careers on games. And I'm not talking about esports and winning Fortnite World Cups. I'm talking about a career like my woodworker on Elder Scrolls, actually being able to make, and instead of him, don't get me wrong, man, I make some staffs and sell them on the marketplace, and I get some gold, in-game gold, and I use it to upgrade my current weapons and buy new stuff to make my stuff better or craft more stuff. But damn, if they was real world value, mate, I might be on that 20 hours a day. Like, I'm being serious. A legit, if it can become a career, you damn right. Exactly, Sheepish Buffalo. It does not need to take that long to buy an house. House buying will be rapid in the future. Imagine a shed outside an house, and you walk around the house using VR. So you just go in the shed, you put the VR headset on, and you'll decide there and then in that shed if you like the house and want to buy it, and you'll pay for it over the blockchain. The money will go through instantly, and then the digital key will come to your phone, and you'll open the house door with your phone, and the house is going to be like, "Hi, welcome to your new home." That's coming as well. That's probably quite a ways away, but it's definitely going to end up getting something like that. Definitely. Don't know if you've seen this machine on the adverts. Because there's only mute. Oh no, there's not.
Is giving somebody who is looking either to rent or to buy the opportunity to look around a house from their own home. That gives them.
This will. So they do it from your own home, but you'll be able to. There'll be a little. I truly believe there'll be a little shed at a house. So it'll be that cheap to put a shed outside a house for sale, and that. Yeah. Just going to view houses through. You're not going to need to go in the house to view the house. It's quite as simple as that. And again, that's on the phone there. But imagine that in a VR headset. You can actually walk around the gaff and have a look at it. You just can't touch. Once you're viewing on the VR headset and it's on ILP, you could be swapping 100 Elder Scrolls 1 staffs, so wooden staffs, lightning staffs, mate. Got 100 lightning staffs, so you're going to throw it into the marketplace and couldn't get an house. Get an house, mate. It all depends on how much your staffs are worth and how much your house is worth, but you get me gist. That you're going to be, by the time with what I'm talking about here, you can just VR view it from your own house, and it's on the blockchain linked to ILP APIs. It's going to be a matter of minutes, if not seconds, to purchase that house, mate. Bitcoin just hit 7. I wish I cared, boo. Wish I cared. Don't care at the moment. Smash the likes, hit the notification button and subscribe. Love you, Edward. Cheers, mate. GTA car business, mate. I'm telling you, Scott. There's the potential for this IOV stuff, mate, is beyond imagination at the moment. You can imagine some of it, mate. But the shed's gone on it. I've just had to come to terms with myself with it in the head, because I used to tell people, oh, there's going to be a shed outside the houses, and I've just been doing it then. The shed's gone, mate. You need a VR shed outside an house, and you've got VR at home. You can just get your phone out and do that. That is so it's evolved. The vision's already just evolved in my head after seeing this, because yeah, there ain't gonna be no shed outside the house. You'll just be sat at home viewing the other house. All them links within the description, guys. Go and check them out. Elder Scrolls Moon Chaccoon. Love a bit of Elder Scrolls. Yes, Lewis Day. Bosh. Something like that. No way did I know there was an emoji like that. That's quality. Mate, Moon Chaccoon. Elder Scrolls Marketplace is going to be extremely valuable. So will Star Trek Online. People don't realise that, like, Star Trek Online is a beast of a game. It's free. It's free to play. You just download it and you've got the game for free. But then there's in-app purchases that you can buy ships and all that. But what about when the game developers like Forte and Spring that's trying to tell the developers now, they'd have been wanting to do real world marketplaces for absolutely ages, guys. Like they just would have. They'd have wanted to make the games marketplaces into real world marketplaces for years, and they'll have struggled to do it, and there's ways around it, RuneScape and eBay and stuff like that, and some games have struggled and some games haven't really done it. But at the end of the day, they're all very, very soon they're going to get a whiff of how easy it's going to be to do it through an ILP API, and then not only add items into your own game that you've created that have got real world value, and make some unique items that maybe only one person can get, make some uniques that there's only 10 of them, and the value will obviously fluctuate by how rare the items are, but also enable the players to create stuff of value with legitimate smart contracts governing that value. This is what I'm saying. Can you imagine how much new value will be created in the world within just a few years of Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out, and we can all go and make real world value like smart contracts within the game. Elder Scrolls Online doing one update and all the stuff I've built or build in the future has then got real world value. You've instantly got billions and billions on billions of new value pumping into economies, into madness, that when you actually start getting into the nitty gritty of it. Go no. It's just all VR, innit? Can you tell us about one of your DMT experiences? On the other channel I can, yeah. Sunday morning I'll go through it. Don't I spent $400 on a game purchase before I realised. Soon shut that down. I spent 300 quid on Grand Theft Auto. I'm what? Better than spending 3 ton in the pub, mate. At least I've still got GTA. We'll still have the lager, mate. Won't keep the lager, do you? Won't keep the lager. Spent more than 3 ton in the pub and over my times, I tell you that for free. I wish I'd have spent more on GTA. But yeah, it is tea time for me, guys. I got a curry waiting for me. I was gonna push it a little bit after 7, but I need to go and get me curry. Thanks for joining the stream. Please go and have yourself a look at the Interledger protocol stack if you are interested in it. If you're interested in it and it's too much for you to get your head around, have no fear. We'll be doing affordable courses on the Internet of Value very, very soon. So, brief overview of what we've got in the pipeline being created, really. It's basically an Internet of Value DLT course. We're going to teach you about the Internet of Value, the potential, the possibilities, the general vision and agenda. We're going to teach you about ILP and how it fundamentally works and how you can use it to your advantage, whether in your house or in your business. We're also going to teach people to monetize their hobbies. We will teach trading indicators and point people in the right direction for going to learn to be a trader. We'll also be teaching that that's an actual career and it's actually easier to just be an investor and then go and monetize your hobbies and then maybe come back to trading and make trading a monetized hobby. But without being a career, trading's extremely hard. Day trading is extremely hard. Long-term trades or short-term investments are they go a little bit longer, gets a little easier, and we'll teach some money management stuff with Lorna about that. The difference between gambling to trading to investing, all extremely similar. The only difference really is the information you're given. If you go to the bookies and play roulette, you've gambled. If you go to the bookies and just walk straight in and put a tenner on United to win the next game 5-0, walk out. You didn't know who he was playing, don't know who's injured, don't know what form United's on. That's gambling. You walk in the bookies, look at who United are playing next game, look at the form of the team, look at what team's likely going to set up, look at how they've played against that team recently, and start forming an educated decision about that bet, it's more it's legitimately more a trade rather than a gamble. And again, when you're trading and investing, if you just go on BitMEX now because someone said Bitcoin's at 7k, oh, it's going up, I'm going to go on there, bam, you could be right before the retracement, and it just comes crashing back down, and you're like, yo, everyone thinks it's going up. But an educated person who doesn't gamble, a day it's going up to 7, gone to TradingView and the charts, put the Fibonacci on it, used some indicators, maybe the Bollinger Band, the moving averages, seeing if it's overbought, is it oversold, and looking at the indicators and making an informed decision. That's then not gambling. It's trading, investing, making an informed bet. Stocks, great idea. Enjoy the cut, you know I will. Big up XRP talk and speculation. Big things happening soon, Lewis Day. You got that right. 100 times leverage on BitMEX. Imagine, hey, that's your choice, that. Now, we'll teach some indicators and stuff, though, but I'd much rather teach people to just get happy making money off hobbies. If it's your dream to be a day trader, go do it. But I don't think that's many people's dream is to sit there being a day trader. They want the money that comes of what they see as the life of a day trader, because we're all driving around in Ferraris and McLarens. And you think, oh, I want a Ferrari McLaren, so guess I should be a day trader. Then they start trying to day trade, and it's stressful as fuck, and you can't do it. And it's better off just investing and monetizing your hobbies, trust me. But again, got trading partners. Indy Keeler, he's on it at the moment, so we can put you in touch with people who will have more advanced courses than we can give. But we can teach the indicators all day, no problem. We're more interested in teaching the IOV and how to monetize your hobbies. On that note, we're going for the curry. Invest in yourself, guys. Invest in the internet of value. Live long and hodl. Yeah. Wishing health and happiness to you and yours. Everyone stay safe. Everyone stay healthy. Enjoy the rest of your week. It's Friday tomorrow. Apologies for no video this morning as well. I was running a little late. Didn't really have time for it. Will do my best to make sure it's dropped tomorrow morning. And on that note, guys, thank you for watching. Much love. Much love. See you later, Scott, Edward, Luke, XRP number 1, Sheepis, XRP Talk Speculation, Lewis Day, Edward. Love you all. Fatima's here. Ooh, love you all. Love you all. Know what else we love? Crypto and XRP. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.